suck,
and that's sad.
An
AEW
wrestling
podcast
of wrestling news.
Well, hello and welcome to YSATS. We're an AEW podcast. We're here to talk about the latest edition of Dynamite from February 8th, 2023. I'm here with Matt.
Yo.
Or TK.
No,
I already fucked up.
Started over. Jesus.
That was a good start too.
You know what? It was a good start until you decided to suck, and that was sad.
That was really sad. Well, hello and welcome to YSATS. We are an AEW podcast where we're going to go over the latest episode of Dynamite from February 8th, 2023. I'm here with Matt.
Yo.
TK.
Hello, everybody.
And our producer Phil's actually back this week.
What's up?
Yay, Phil.
And we're just going to get down to it and get started. We start off pretty quickly with this Dynamite, didn't we?
We did.
With MJF versus Take a Shitta.
Yeah. The son of Pooh and Take MJF doing an elimination qualifier championship shebing bang. They love that stuff. You beat the champ, you get a chance to beat the champ again. Yeah, you know, it's I don't mind it. It's fine.
I'm not really a fan of it personally.
I want him to win.
Well, I mean, it's the only way if you want to get your champ to wrestle somebody like that. It's either like, hey, this rando gets a title shot for some reason, or it's this.
Like,
and this also gives you the, you know, hey, maybe Take a Shit could have
maybe
won.
He would win. Yeah, I completely understand that too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying too, though.
Yeah.
I'm not always crazy about it. They overdo it, right?
His record of just loss after loss after loss. It's like, oh man, can we give this guy some win instead of just letting him wrestle people?
They can't have MJF lose right now.
Yeah, I mean,
they finagled it though, because it seems like on the podcast the other day, like you looked up the record and it was like 2-4 after that win with Cage, and then I think when he was coming out at the bottom, it was like 2023 record 3-1. It was like, oh, okay, I mean, maybe that is just the 2023 record.
Who knows?
He picked up another one on Dark or something, but
I could have also looked wrong.
I haven't had a chance to watch Dark in the past 2 weeks, so I really couldn't tell you.
It's all right. They showed it on the ticker last night in Dynamite, and I watched it that way. It took 8 seconds. It was nice.
Well, nice. I didn't pay attention to the ticker.
The ticker might have gone by in a spot of the show that I fast forwarded, because there was a lot of that this episode.
But not this
Boy,
first
howdy.
hour.
No, there was I'm not sure. I don't remember if I fast forwarded in the first hour at all, but I did like the first hour. I think even the bad stuff I made it through.
There was a great move that Take a Shit did where he turned into like a sit out power bomb into like a Northern Lights suplex out of it.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch. I mean, the spot of the night was probably MJF landing on his feet after the super lariat on the top rope.
That was tight.
Like, that was crazy. That was really, really cool. And a bit of a no sell, but again, if you're doing it in that context and it's the only time in the match you do it, okay.
That made sense. That was great. Now I wonder how many people are going to do that every match. We'll see it in the Bucks match tomorrow.
Between the DBD and Roosh match and then Take a Shit and MJF, there were 89 no sells. One of them was in Take a Shit and MJF. The other 88 were in DVD Roosh.
Yeah. We'll get there soon enough, because we love Roosh. We love that little push he's getting.
Yeah. If it's even a push, who even knows right now?
I don't know. I think they're just trying to do something with him.
I think it's Tony. It's Tony trying everything and everyone, and he throws it to a wall and sees if it sticks. And sometimes he does it too much and gets tunnel vision.
And like you guys were talking earlier,
we could have had Miro turn heel and do this.
Right?
Yeah, who even know? Yeah.
Let's not bring God's favorite champion.
What's even happening there?
You
know what? I was feeling about that all morning, and I didn't even think about Miro. Like, what? If you're gonna have big guys just thrown out there to be obstacles for people as they run a gauntlet, just let Miro do that. Then you own him, Flexo. At some point, he can't say no. Use him. Put him on TV.
Well, him versus DBD would have been
awesome.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, would have been so much better than that.
Then Roosh, who got a main event spot on Rampage
against pop from the crowd, and he gets nothing from the crowd.
No,
I mean they were pretty hot for that match. I don't know. The crowd was pretty hot all night. It was a great crowd.
True.
I got to give it that.
I mean, in general, maybe not.
I mean, we got C chants. We got C. That's fun.
Yay, Texas.
Yeah, the crowd was good.
It was a very good crowd. AEW is good for that generally, though.
We help.
We do. Whenever we're there.
All the 4 times we've been there.
The many times.
Just come to Louisville, damn it.
Jesse, what part in Final Fantasy 12 were you at?
Final Fantasy just started. 12? Wait, did you quit Breath of Fire 2 already, or did you finish it?
Oh, I'm just taking a break because I play it pretty much when I'm working.
Oh, okay.
Or when I'm doing other stuff. Like if I'm watching a show with Brittany, like I'll have that on my small TV so I can get that fixing. You know how that goes.
Multitask.
Yeah. When you get your Switch out when you're watching a movie or whatever.
Not anymore, man.
No.
I don't have the mental energy, dude. I'm just spent. Like I'll play some bullshit on the phone before I just stare at the TV.
Gotcha.
I mean, if it's something like, okay, Michelle, you really want to watch this, and then I have something to play, but even then, it's just usually, I'm just spent. It's ridiculous. At the end of the day, I'm just spent, man.
At the end of the day, drink.
I can't even enjoy it. I just want to veg out. To be honest, I started Disco Elysium, and that game is incredible, but it's a lot. I don't know. But go on. So you got your 12. Where are you at in Final Fantasy 12?
I just finished the part with the boy prince, Vane's brother, where we were in that dungeon or whatever, the labyrinth.
Okay.
And then
he's wearing a bunch of armor, right? I'm trying to remember what he looks like.
No.
You're thinking of Bosch's
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. You're right.
Like I have the full party now.
Oh, okay.
I got all the characters. All right. And I think our airship just got blown up.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
A staple of the game.
Like that early in the game. It's like,
mother trucker.
And I was just grinding levels and license points this afternoon.
Zodiac version's way better, isn't it?
Do what?
Zodiac version, way better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First time I played it, this is great.
Like the long ass desert.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that goes on forever.
Yeah.
I'm just past that now.
Okay.
I've got a free and I got the second license board for every character. So
that one little oil rig stage in that area, you could chain hey, look, I just chained 70 kills without grinding or trying because this area doesn't end. And I'm just walking and my guys are killing everything for me.
Yeah.
Good game.
Hooray for fast forward.
Hooray for fast fucking forward.
So we fast forwarded through that. And then we got to
Penelope. Because she came out with the bunny in her match.
Yeah. They're thinking the bunny might have gotten hurt.
She did. There was a botch at the end. I texted you guys as soon as I saw it. She wasn't in the right spot when Hayter was going to be doing was it like a belly to belly or like a reverse German something. And she picked her up and did it anyways, and she came down right on top of the bunny's face.
Yeah.
I must have missed it.
Yeah, and then she immediately picked her up and gave her the shittiest looking version of her Haterade or that Riptide Lariat.
Just to end it.
Just to end it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have missed it. Yeah.
And Taz covered it. Taz saw it, and Taz was like, "Oh, it looks like she only got a part of it. Bunny was trying to defend it, but sometimes you get caught up even when you're trying to defend it. It's even worse for you." So
good
Taz,
guy Taz.
He's such a good announcer. He's the best announcer they have by a mile. Well, second best behind MJF, as we'll learn later. But
I like Excalibur.
Excalibur's pretty good.
I'd fire him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then who would commentate on all the Japanese matches?
You can just bring in, you know what? You get Schiavone out of there, and you give me the 2 ROH guys and Taz, and I'm happy.
With MJF.
Yeah, but I mean MJF, for bits when he's got to come in there. Yeah.
Or Matt Menard.
I'd find a way to make it happen. Yeah, I mean they do fun.
He's pretty funny on commentary.
Every guest commentator is good except for Jericho. So
Matt Menard does dark now, I think, with the Big Show, Paul White.
Oh yeah, I mean after today's show, they kind of told him he's not really a wrestler right now. So
yeah. Hey, we're gonna use you, but we don't really want to use you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we had a nice. Anything else to mention about the Hater Bunny?
No, I guess I'll say I thought the bunny was actually holding her own. She didn't look terrible out there against Hater, and they did some cool stuff. It looked like it was shaping up to be a fine match. Yeah.
Yeah, the outside shenanigans were fun too with Britt.
And funny seeing Kip Sabian come out with them too. It's like their own little stable now.
Yeah. The Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, Kip, Crazy Kip, and Penelope.
Yeah, it's the Alice in Wonderland crew.
Pretty much.
You got the Mad Hatter. You got them all.
Yeah. I like that.
In back-to-back women's segments, right? We went right into the interview after this.
Yes, Soraya and Tony Storm with Leva Bates beat down in the NWOL.
Laughed at how bad Leva's acting was.
Oh, it's so bad. But I like what they're doing with them with the L. Just the loser, like. To me, that's a lot of fun.
It was NWO-esque. It was kind of funny.
Oh, it's definitely NWO.
Yeah, it was kind of good.
But I like it, and I hope they keep going with it. I'm waiting to see where they go from it, or how much further they're gonna go with it. So, yeah, we had a nice little promo. We had a nice little skit then, and then we had, was it the MJF promo?
I believe so.
Or interview?
I believe the interview.
Yeah. When he talks about how he got into a car wreck on his prom night.
Oh, yes. And he scumbagged it out and switched seats. Classic MJF.
His date behind the wheel to make her be at fault. Like, holy shit. To me, that was really dark. And I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
pretty funny.
Like, oh, just switch. Yeah, I just put her behind the wheel so she's in trouble. I want that on my record.
I'm sure it's true, too. That's what's hilarious.
I doubt it's true. I guarantee you it's not true. I don't think
you know what? It's fine. I'm a mark.
I don't think he's as old as the statute of limitations.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, yeah, there's no way he would be admitting to. Yeah, there's just. It's not.
If he admitted to that now, because he's what, 20. How old is that?
25?
I have no idea.
Like that. He's like 25, 26.
Young enough that we're going to be seeing him for 30 more years.
Yeah.
And how many years is the statute?
I mean, depending, like if the girl actually did die, there is no statute of limitations in most states.
Okay.
But I don't
think anyone died. It's just the car.
Yeah, he said near lifeless body. So who knows? They leave it up in the air as to whether
probably two drunk people, and he switched seats with the other one. They both called mommy and daddy and never went to jail. I'll choose to believe that forever.
We're close to a Katie Vick situation here.
And there is no statute on like a civil suit too, because then immediately, even if like it was a criminal thing, if the lady got prosecuted for something, she could, obviously sue him for damages.
Gotcha.
And then they could slap a new like obstruction charge on him if he did lie to the police and give them a different story. So I mean, yeah, if he's arrested or sued in the next couple of months, we'll know that it was a shoot and that
Wouldn't
really
that be
happened.
hilarious?
Yeah. If not,
MJF has been suspended.
Or,
CM Punk unsuspended. It was CM Punk that filed the suit on behalf of the other person. Story full circle.
No, CM Punk gets blamed for the lawsuit somehow.
Thanks,
the Bucks start feeding melts. Yeah.
What do the Cucks do?
They start feeding it like, well, it looked like MJF was the one that said that, but who told him it'd be a good idea to tell that story? CM Punk. And he knew that she'd get sued. Just more than
we don't like CM Punk.
Yeah.
Because he's better than us.
Guys, we get it. Fucking
and then we're knocking through this so we can start talking some trash.
Good.
About the ICW or IWC.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was next? The JAS segment?
The Gauntlet.
This got some fast forwards.
They could have done such a better job at this Gauntlet with the 4 or 5 people in this match, and they just clusterfucked it to make every segment of that look stupid. None of it was fun.
I was like the announcer. I thought it was going to be a series of matches, not you beat all of them at the same night and then you get to fight Jericho again. This was stupid. This made no sense. This was just stupid. And this is all to fight a guy he's already beaten.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Huh? Like Ricky Starks looks stupid for accepting it. And he looks like a schmuck for not even making it to Jericho.
Almost nothing made sense about this match.
No, it was terrible.
What is he trying to get out of this?
What this match got? Jericho pitching it, Jericho getting what he wants. Jericho's cronies get on TV, and there's a 20-minute segment that Jericho gets. That's why this existed.
Go ahead, Jackski.
Starks gets nothing out of this at all.
He just got the Hobbs treatment.
So he's gonna go through these guys again to fight Jericho again.
For what? It's not even for a title. Like,
there's nothing.
Maybe it happened and I'm forgetting all about it, but this would be like something you would have seen like Vince do to Stone Cold in '98 to get his belt back or something.
The last Gauntlet
like beat 5 guys and then you get your title shot back.
Yeah,
this was just beat 5 guys and you get to fight Jericho just for the hell of it on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Last time that happened was Kofi Mania when Vince made the other 2 members, Xavier and Woods, go through a bunch of tag teams for Kofi to get his shot. That was a cool story.
Was it in one night, in one match?
Yeah, they had to wrestle 3 tag teams, and then the Usos came out and forfeited their match, and then the next team won. Or not the next, the New Day beat the next team. It was a great match. It was like an hour of Raw. And then Kofi got his, all right, you got the match from Vince. Yeah, that was a good lead up to Kofi Mania.
I mean, see, for me with this, I like the idea.
Yeah, the execution was just awful.
But it doesn't make any sense for him to go through this just to fight Jericho for no title.
I like the idea if, they do it better and it's not, you end the gauntlet. Like the gauntlet, you should get the prize. And then the prize would be like a title shot with Jericho or a match with Jericho on another night. Like, again, even then, like if you beat everybody and you beat the odds, then you dead already get to fight me, even though I'm the one that should have something to prove, not you.
Yeah, like, the MJF versus Takeshita had a better stipulation, and it was for a title, and this had the worst, more confusing situation, and it was for nothing.
It was lousy. 2.0 just really. Yeah, they're just full on jobber mode.
They are at this point.
Like, it's just okay.
The Sammy Daniel Garcia stuff, for me, I was excited to see what would happen, but it hasn't gone anywhere.
It's weird, and Sammy's just completely out of character. Like with the hugs, like it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you were always a You were like a little bastard, like a little X-Pac, like a little weasel, just kind of shit heel who's always macking on your hot wife. And now you're just like a cartoon character who just like hugs. Like I don't know.
I mean, when you get relegated, he went from holding titles to relegated to 7th out of the bunch of them. The JAS has like 7 or 8 people, and he's like, you're number 7, and you only got to talk, and we don't have you wrestle.
Who's that?
Sammy.
Sammy's like number 2 in that group, I'd say.
I meant what's been focused. He wasn't in the match last night, like he's been
the
one
in the background. They just did a lay sex gods to the Dynamite before last.
Well, he was in the match, but they didn't really
he
tell
was in
you
the match.
He
had
number
a
3.
spot, and that was like the cleverest thing that they did in the match was him and Garcia
coming out at the same time, like who you got to fight, who you got to pin,
and whoever
that made it even more confusing to me because I was like, wait, are they both just going to come out and fight? Well, AEW doesn't really have rules, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Who knows?
I was like, it doesn't matter. All 5 of them are going to be on the ringside, and then I don't know. I tuned out until the next thing happened.
Yeah, I started fast forwarding, and then
like he got the Judas effect, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Jericho with the fat guy elbow.
Yeah, I mean, I liked his shirt.
I didn't even notice it.
He was wearing the "Oh Scissor Me Daddy" shirt.
Oh, was it? Yeah. As soon as he did the fat guy elbow, I was already fast forwarding. I saw the fat guy. Okay. I had to stop and go back and see what the hell happened, and then I fast forwarded even faster when I saw what had happened. And
because like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's Jericho. This is over. Like we're done here. Let's go.
It was just.
It did look like Fat Jericho.
It was so bad. Just so bad.
Speaking of bad, the next match was what? Brian and Roosh?
Yeah, we had the start of the 9:00 hour or 10:00 hour, depending on where you're at.
I mean, there was the backstage interview with Daddy Ass in the Acclaim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was cool. I was curious. I'm glad they covered that because I was curious what they're going to do with Gunn, and I'm glad they had him just go back and stay out of it,
Yeah.
So that was
good.
And
we got the scissor.
Yeah.
With Daddy Ass,
Yeah, that's nice.
And then there was the Daniel Bryan Danielson and Take a Shitta getting interviewed in the back, and then the door got locked. Oh snap! Who do you think did that?
Somehow MJF decides when matches start.
Yeah,
so that's what happened, which made no sense.
You know what? This
stared at Aubrey, which made no sense.
This would work a lot better. This was a WWE kind of thing, and it would work better there, where like they at least sometimes pretend to observe the rules. But this was really stupid because great, like fun drama, like you have to beat the 10 count, but then you have a match where they're staying outside of the ring for minutes at a time and there's not a count. So like, okay, so we only count when someone is clearly on the video screen has been locked in their dressing room.
And you can see that.
And what about all these matches that get jump started and it's okay because until they're both in the ring, we don't ring the bell. Oh, okay. That's something we do all the time for the company, but now we're going to go ahead and just do this. We're like, well,
do this randomly. Yeah.
Like, come on.
It made no sense.
It's just, and then you got to think that they messed up the timing because instead of like getting there at 8 and just beating it, he gets there at like 6 and he's still rushing. Yeah. Like,
Aubrey slow counted that.
But I mean, she's trying to guess, and I don't really necessarily. I don't know.
It's not on her.
She would have seen him running and been like 8, 9, and then like held it, and he came in.
Yeah, that would have been dumb too.
While staring at MJF, like rules don't matter.
Yeah.
Ring the bell. Yeah, I'm the world champion.
Listen, I liked some of the match. Some of the spots were good, and that's the only thing I liked. I don't remember any of them, but they were good. Brian got really bloody, and
it was hard hitting. And DBD did both of his. He did everything great. He's DBD. He's probably the best wrestler in the world.
Roosh looked like he was taking liberties.
Yeah, he's all offense. He can't do anything between moves. He looks terrible.
But I mean, like a lot of his hits looked like he was really hitting.
Oh, he hits hard. Yeah, but I'm sure Brian let him. That's also what he's into it. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like watching it, I'm like, holy shit.
For sure.
Like,
it was physical.
Like, I imagine his head is just an Enya song. It's like, who can say? While he's getting like punched in the face. He's just happy. It's the weirdest thing in the world, and I love it.
He likes that.
Yeah.
So like Roosh got very physical, and people see that, and I think that a lot of them, that's all they see. Because good Lord, even some of the gifs I saw people are sharing, and like they're just like saying like above it, like it's time for Roosh to be a main eventer, like Roosh, amazing
No.
5-star match. And then in the gif, it's like a cool looking move, but then you'll see Brian retaliate, and like Roosh will just like stop and like pin his arms to his side to take the move, like stepping in and just change his pace, and just like every time he's gonna do it, and then he just like falls, takes the move, instantly gets back up, or just sells it for a minute, but then the second he goes back in offense, wounds recovered. He is no longer selling. Like he sells until it's time to do the next thing.
He took that potion.
He did. He's got the auto potion gambit set up, in fact.
Yeah.
So yeah. Prior to when his ATB goes full, he gets a potion before his next move. It's bad. And I was just seeing so much love for that match. And like, I kind of get it. If all you're looking at is the explosions and some of the shots and some of the visuals, it's great.
That spot on the ring apron. I can't remember what the move was, but like, I think Roosh like flipped DVD.
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, that was a great spot.
Yeah, but the lead up even to that, where they're exchanging the blows,
yeah.
Like Roosh will literally like take and be like, "Oh," and then instantly like, "Bah, stand up straight again." Yeah. Like he's just Christopher Reeve like, going from Clark Kent to Superman instantly every time he goes back on offense.
It's crazy to see how much the Performance Center in WWE helps people learn how to sell by having a complete training school. Whereas everybody in AEW, like there's the mix of like, you have the very young people come from school. You have the people that are just kind of young and didn't even know TV when they started 3 years ago. And then you had all the people that either just came over from WWE or they came over from Japan or, big indies, but they also didn't know TV and like sell performance. And you got to do that a lot better on TV.
Yeah, you can talk because you can look back at Takeshita. Like for a while, he wouldn't sell shit.
Well, it depends on who he's with. With Takeshita, it entirely depends on who he's with and who's calling the match. With MJF, Takeshita put on one, probably that, or the first one with Kenny. Those were my two favorite matches of his. And Kenny is one of the only guys that can actually pull off the modern style and the modern work rate without looking entirely stupid when he's doing his singles. Like he's a rare breed. He's that good. But most of the other guys that try to do the Kenny Omega stuff can't do it, or just don't get it. Don't get the in-betweens. Like Kenny is very dramatic, right? He's got a flair for a dramatic. It's very showy. You're not going to get confused that it's a real fight, but he can tell a consistent story and he understands psychology and he can do the modern thing in one-on-one. That goes out the window in his trios matches, as we're going to see in a second, but he can do it. A lot of these other guys just don't. Like I was saying, like the WWE that's my first one in a while. Like TK was saying, there's a lot to be said for the Performance Center over there in WWE. Like the stuff between moves, the stuff between spots, or even just naturally getting where you're supposed to be. Like MJF, the Prodigy, near the end when he took, I forget what move he took, but it was the spot where he just beat the three with his legs on the rope. He takes the fall and you can just like see him like subtly move and position his body and he's ready. So then he can just be dead, but then just like, whoop, it's where it is. And like, it wasn't like the perfect, wow, he just fell. Cause I mean, ideally, I guess you want to land there or sell your way in there.
But still like all you got to do is go back and look at Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit, like, get knocked to the ground and sell perfectly to like roll into place instead of like boop, let me hop over. Or now watch Dax and Dash, watch one of like they
are perfect at it.
Or what is it? Who we're about to see, Dante and his brother, they went because they used to wear masks, so they didn't really have like facial expressions and know how to do things while selling.
That was way obvious when they first got there. Dante's learning. He's gotten loads better in that department.
Very.
Well, Dante's gotten a lot of time too.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of time and on main TV.
And they've been running him out there more now that his brother's back.
Dante was getting, they were using Dante on main TV the whole time he was gone too, putting him with Seidel.
Oh, they put him with everybody. Yeah,
they had that whole thing with Team Taz where he joined. Both times his brother went out. Yeah, he's been getting. He got singles with Kenny. He got singles with a whole bunch of people. Yeah, they used Dante like crazy.
They did to him what they're doing to Take a Shit now.
Mm-hmm. And that's good because, man, yeah, they can go too.
I
But
mean, I would have loved to have had them win that trios title
That would have
last
been
night.
fun. I want the Bucks and the Elite to lose as soon as I can because I don't need them on my screen. I'll take the Bucks as a tag and Kenny as singles.
Yep. I think that's a given though for most of us.
Well, we don't share eye to eye with the internet wrestling community on a lot of things, so
no, then that's and I don't know if it, you know what, it's not just Twitter because it's Reddit too. Those are the only like social media places I'll lurk, and it's insane. It's a different world, and I think it's got to just be kind of like a Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis schoolyard kind of thing from 30
From
years
back
ago.
in the day.
Yeah, like where AEW
Wow.
fans are just so cultish online, and I kind of see it with the WWE fans, not as much. Like they usually just mock and are dismissive of AEW, but like AEW fans just like love like when CM Punk happened overnight, he went from beloved in the IWC to worse than Hitler. Like worse than literal rapists or other criminal wrestlers. Like they would take Nick Gage over CM Punk because
Ugh.
CM Punk dared to throw the company under the bus, and he was persona non grata instantly.
I don't think he was throwing the company under the bus though.
I mean, he did throw everybody under the bus for 50 minutes, including Cole Cabana's mom.
Not every.
Not everybody, but the VPs and some of the more hardcore the people.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean it's all elite wrestling, right? Like
yeah,
for sure. So
the Elite stands for Kenny and Nick and Matt.
Dave Meltzer is like a sage to a lot of these guys too, and obviously he was on the wrong side of the information war, I guess.
I mean, it kind of seems like it with more that's been coming out.
So it just like, to use that as an example of just like how cultish like this IWC can be. And they loved this DBD and Roosh match, and on cagematch.net, where people can rate matches, it has like a 9.65, or had that earlier today. Like people are gaga over it. They love it. And it is just like, okay, so you guys just love the Transformers movies, right? Just like big spots, or it maybe it's Avatar. Maybe this was Avatar too. Like just some big spots, some really cool effects.
I like explosions,
nothing,
and people
really
running from them.
Me too. I just think a lot of fans don't actually understand that your wrestling is supposed to have stories.
I guess not.
I really do. Like it's just give me spots, give me spots, give me spots. You got to remember, a lot of people younger than us, especially, like they don't want a 30-minute match. They want 100 matches in 4-second form, so they can absorb it all in just the coolest things. So when like it's hard hitting, it's blood, it's this. Like this was a strong style match done right, but I wish it wasn't Rouge.
I like the flippy shit. I like the big spots. I mark out for those a lot of the time. So
yeah, but you make them hit. Like you build up to them, and then when they happen, you make them matter. Yeah. You don't make someone forget. Like, holy shit, there were 3 spots in this match that were the craziest spots of the month. You idiots! You wasted that in one match.
I can't name a single thing about the Best of 7 series, but I can tell you stuff that happened in the Lucha versus Bucks cage match from 2 years ago.
Yes. It's just bleh.
And I will say, actually, this trios match last night that we're gonna talk about, I pay more attention to that than any of the Best of 7 matches.
The Best of 7 was very boring
because I'm a huge Top Flight fan. Love those guys. Love AR Fox.
Well, you know what? My hatred for Roosh goes further than your love for those guys, because I'm not done whinging about this shit.
I wasn't.
I'm not done, because you know what else we got to talk about, you guys? Roosh drinking blood, not once but twice in that match, and he'd done it before, where he literally just has another dude's blood on his hand, and he's licking it up, man. Why are we doing that on TV? Why? Why are we doing this?
Are you just leaning into our sponsor?
No,
for this first half?
I am okay. Yeah, I can do that because we'll come back. We got a break anyways, and I guess that is a good segue,
Good segue
into our sponsor.
Our
Our
sponsor is
sponsor,
Segway.
yeah, segues. You're gonna, it's I got nothing to say about it. I'm low energy, Matt. Today, low energy. No matter how many exclamation points I put next to my name, I cannot increase my energy. You know what would increase your energy though? Adrenochrome. That's right, motherfucker. We're taking checks from the elite. No, not that elite. The real elite. The good elite. And we got that adrenochrome. How do you get it? By getting your hand bloody. Bloody with what? Child blood. That's right. Child blood. You stick your hand in a child's head. Bow. Right through the ear. Soft spots. We give you a book. You figure out how to do it. You pull that hand out. It's bloody and brainy, but nothing is brainier than adrenochrome. You lick that shit and you are gone. Because it's a home run every time you stick your head in a child's, pardon me, you stick your hand in a child's head. I haven't gotten my daily adrenochrome yet, as you can tell. But do that like Roosh. Lick that shit and you are good to grow, baby. Good to grow, good to go. Man, I gotta cut this break short and get me some adrenochrome.com.
1, 2, 3. WWE. Yeah. And we're back. And where do we leave off? With the
complaining about Roosh licking blood. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. The whole thing's not for me, but apparently match of the year. A lot of people thinking Roosh should be shot to the moon, and I don't know. He is like a better Brian Cage. Like, honestly, like if Brian Cage actually went harder and looked a little cooler, he'd be Roosh. That's kind of my thoughts on Roosh.
I just was never sold on him when he came in.
Yeah.
I have zero interest for him to be in the company.
And I don't need it to be forced down my throat after a Rampage main event. And now I'm getting a little push going against DVD. I'm like, I don't really need
Rampage.
it.
Rampage, we don't even need to talk about any Rampage.
Well, that's the only reference I pretty much have for Rampage.
And that's a review of the last month of Rampage.
I mean, the skits were better than the matches last
nice
week.
Wings, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was trying to be Kefka.
That's it's a pretty good Dalton right there. Yeah, because it looks like they're my wings when I'm in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, you did good on that one. Only for the Patreon viewers.
Damn right. All right, so did we go right to this trio trash match?
Do you want to just skip into it?
Well, was there something in between those two matches? Because again, per the IWC, I literally saw people, like a very popular tweet where somebody's like, "This may be the best non-pay-per-view back-to-back matches in wrestling history."
God, this trios match was pretty boring.
Do you want to mention the MJF commentary?
Oh sure, yeah. MJF came out and his commentary was great. I mean, the guy is a prodigy. He's insanely talented. He's very funny, and he's the only reason I didn't fast forward through all of this. I finally couldn't take it anymore, and I think I skipped the last 5-10 minutes of it. But
they put a 25-minute match into 16 minutes because they knew they couldn't go over because the main event was a tag match and they couldn't give it like 6 minutes. You could totally tell they were going fast as fuck, and
I couldn't. They usually go fast as fuck and it's nonsensical. So maybe they did. You could be totally right. I couldn't tell.
I felt like they were trying to pack too much into this.
Yeah, a 25-minute match into 18 minutes.
That's every one of their matches, though. Have they ever had a slow, methodical match that built to anything in their trios? Have they ever? Have you
Trios,
ever
no.
seen one?
Trios? No.
Not
Unless they
trios.
did in one of the early qualifier matches, but I don't really remember.
No, they did not. The trios is always just zany, wacky fest. And when it's
But that's because it's based off Lucha Libre. I mean, if they had Lucha Libre rules, it would be way better, where it's no tag and then you seamlessly come in and out. But
Yeah,
rules.
that's what they do anyways, and we've talked about that in the past. Where it should just be a
If you have
tornado.
the rules, then the tags happen when someone goes out, and then the match takes place inside, and it's not 5 people. It's much better that way. But I digress.
Oh, no, you're right. Where it would be better that way, because they do it basically anyways. That's how they do it now. Because I was really paying attention last night, and it's like, oh, these guys are fighting in the ring. All of a sudden, Matt or Nick Jackson's on the rope. Let me just jump in there without a tag, without a pin, without a submission hold. Like, I'm just gonna jump and join the fray. Like, when did the buzzer happen? But
Lucha Libre is a little more finer than that. It's whoever's in the ring is the legal man, and like whoever's in the ring can literally do a tope outside, and then a new person jump in, and they're now the legal man.
Yeah.
So it happens a little more seamlessly, but yeah.
And that would be great.
I didn't watch a lot of this match last night because didn't need to.
You know what? They kept it all in the ring, so like I applaud them for that. They kept it all in and around the ring. So I applaud that. They didn't pull out any tables or chairs. So I applaud them for that. And at the beginning, I actually enjoyed it because in the beginning they were observing rules. Like for the first 5 minutes, they even had a spot where like one of the Bucks was sneaking in and like he pantomimed to the crowd like, shut up, don't say anything. And it's like, okay, that's cool shit. But then I was like, but I know that before too long it's going to turn into a tornado match and then the rules just aren't going to matter. And then within like 2 minutes no one's even trying to sneak it around anymore. And it's like,
they're just jumping in and out.
I was having fun, and now nothing matters. And okay, all right, now we got like one Buck suplexing 2 guys. Now we got 2 guys suplexing 3 guys. Now we're just
we're just go.
Now it is just Cirque du Soleil. That's fun.
You got the full-on power bar. Like the special bar is full and it doesn't deplete. You're just gonna go. Limit breaks. You got the limit break Game Genie code on.
So it's one of them activated. It's probably no Kenny. Yeah, it's the Bucks together. They activated their stand Toontown to make the Toontown field go around the ring, and it just things stopped mattering. Like, hey, what if we have like 14 tag finishers and just do them all? And then they still will just kick out. It won't matter if we even go for a cover because that just slows
like
things
why would you
down.
go for a cover?
Let's just
like that's crazy. Kenny has to get the cover.
Cool shit if it was your thing, but it was not mine. I fast forwarded through the back half of this.
Don Callis on commentary is always fun.
It is, guy's good.
Like, and like I said, this is the first trios match I paid attention to since the start of the gauntlet, like the 7 match thing. So,
can we never mention that again?
Oh, we have to.
We have to until they're.
When we recap our top 5 worst AEW segments?
Yeah, I mean it's relevant. It took up 7.
That's 7 weeks. And it was longer because they skipped a couple weeks.
And always on primary TV too. Like I know Jackski, you turned me on to it, so you watch it too. But the Reliving the War on the Wrestling Bios, like they're going through the Booker T, Chris Benoit best of 7. And
that's so much better.
It's so much better. And they actually are doing like, okay, Nitro, Thunder, Saturday night. Like you're doing it there. And if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. Versus like, okay,
we have to be on Dynamite.
Prime real estate on Dynamite. And like, oh my God.
Yeah, and they wonder why the ratings don't go up or down and they kind of just stay the same. Well, you showed the same match 7 weeks in a row.
Put them on Rampage. You're worried about Rampage's viewership
And I mean,
quality.
like, assuming that it's not a work or it hasn't been resolved, yeah, you're showcasing the guys that ran off the most popular draw in the company, and including in like the second match of it, like literally mocking him. So in Chicago. So geez, sure hope it's like, a work.
Oh, they lost the title. They didn't win the title, so now we're having a best of 7 because
Flexo is a child with his dad's money.
Just because, like,
because I can and you can't stop me.
Well, I think they told him that they're going to do that,
and you can't stop us, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like, unless you want us to leave.
The lunatics are running the asylum. I mean, I don't know. Again, like, I always want to have, like, this is where I can be a mark, or maybe just hopeful, even if I sound like a negative Nelly sometimes. I'm not. I love loving things, and I'd rather love things than not like them. But like this Eddie Kingston today had a big Twitter rant where it's like either a work or he's not going to be working for the company very long. But he was just talking shit about pillars in the company and not really liking anybody there. And
well, he was on a podcast, I think, and talked some shit the other day.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I mean, I don't remember. All the smart ones realize who's in charge, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to be here." FTR, Punk, Eddie, there's other people. Cody.
Yeah. Well, Cody was in charge, and he left.
Then he stepped away and was like, "Yeah, never mind. They want to do other things."
Yeah, his bet's paying off, man.
Yeah, he's about to crown himself champion on Mania.
Cody couldn't take the heat.
I thought Cody was crazy for leaving, and like, I'm happy to admit, like, oh no, I was wrong. I didn't think he'd ever get the spot that he's getting.
WWE.
Yeah, I didn't think that they'd give it to him. And it was Vince that I didn't think would give it, but Vince, I think, was prepared to do it. It's not like I can say, well, this is because of Triple H. No, like, Vince was.
That was a Vince.
I think it was, because Cody had, when he was Stardust, it was, I'm leaving to go make a name for myself. And not only did he learn how to make a name for himself, he started another company. That's a Vince, like, all right, kid, you got it.
And Vince is always like, oh yeah, you're going to join me from the competition. Yeah,
that's true.
Let me push you to the moon. But
Cody, an idiot.
Cody also put himself in a situation where he couldn't go for the world title.
He did.
And but rules don't matter. They could have literally been like, and now he's getting it.
But the rules mattered to him.
Yes.
And that's what was important.
It's also not his company.
But it mattered to him. Like, he wasn't gonna, oh no, rules don't matter. Like, I'm gonna challenge for the title now.
No, not him, but like, if he was still in the company 5 years from now and they decide to book him in the title shot, like, whatever. Like, who cares? It's the same as like a wrestler having a retirement match again and again and again and again. It's fucking wrestling.
But I think he cared.
I'm not saying he didn't. That's not what I'm trying to argue against. I'm saying it's ultimately not his decision. He's not, sometimes you just have to do the job when you're the wrestler. You don't.
But I mean, he could just say no.
What?
He would just say no. I said, I'm not going to.
I said that always doesn't work when you're the wrestler.
But he was an EVP.
Well, not there now. Now he's about to beat Roman.
Yeah. But yeah, even as a wrestler, you can still say no. Miro said no to stuff, and we don't see him anymore.
I'm just saying no doesn't work out for people all the time.
Okay.
No.
Doesn't work that way.
Damn it. Where are we going now?
Where were we going?
Ass boys.
The main event already? Or was there something?
Do you want to talk about that little backstage segment?
Oh, there was a Stokely thing in there.
Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, Stokely.
With Lexi Nair.
Got assaulted by Hook. Yeah.
The handsome devil.
The cold-hearted, handsome devil himself.
I mean, that hair. Oh.
Yeah, jelly, huh?
No, my hair is pretty fucking magnificent.
It's nothing on, dude.
Oh,
your hair's nothing on Hook.
Hey, I'm over 40 now. I
Yeah.
still got it. So
Cool, man. Rock on.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a nice little segue. I really hope he doesn't go back with Jungle Boy.
I
And he
don't think
just
he's going to.
with the firm, like, is the firm a thing now again?
I think it always was.
Who knows? It's all elite wrestling. They don't let us know things.
Because the Ass Boys are a part of the firm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
we'll just move into that now.
yeah, and big Bill. Big Bill. When's the last time we even said Big Bill, huh?
It's been a
The
while.
last time he got a pop.
Been a minute since we said Big Bill, huh?
It's been a while.
It's been 1 week.
You guys both doing different songs. That's funny.
I know. Shit just got real.
And I'm trying to do Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black over here. Yeah.
You're wearing an Edgar suit.
Little bit of Big Bill, huh?
We'll get Big Bill on Rampage.
One of these days.
Don't worry.
I think this match was telegraphed for who was going to win. Colton and Austin look too happy. Normally they're real good at playing not look happy, cocky heels, but they look too happy.
They actually came out like looking serious for the first time ever. I was going to remark. They came out with the game faces on and kind of solemn, like, which was actually
maybe that's what I think happy is.
I was going to compliment them because they weren't playing it up like fools when they came out. It was their title match. They came out all business.
I mean, their last win was against FTR, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so like they've been.
But even then, they were clowning. They came out goofing like FTR when they left. Because they pulled one over on them. They cheated to win. They kind of like went out like celebrating like.
Since Billy slapped him last week and like threw the mic at him and did a shoot little.
This is a lot more personal.
Yes. It's personal. It's the title. Yeah,
I'm happy the titles change hands.
Yeah, I think
I'm okay with it.
I think it works too.
The fact that everyone was stunned in that crowd.
Yeah.
The majority were like, did that really just happen?
It works. Like, you need the Acclaim to get these belts back, I think.
Oh, yeah. It sets up for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Like, I think that's what you need, but
you could insert a third team too.
I don't think you fuck with that right now. You got Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is your X factor right now.
Yeah.
You don't,
What did you say, Nick? I didn't hear you. Or TK. Fuck.
Nothing. I was agreeing with Matt.
He said you could throw in a third team.
Oh, throw in a third team. Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's kind of Billy Gunn as your X factor there.
I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Billy's gonna. You're just waiting for him to side with his kids to be there for him.
I love Billy.
Maybe they go to the pay-per-view and Billy helps the Guns win to keep the title to get that feud going a little bit longer.
Could be.
Yeah, they could almost do every version of the Billy saves blank or Billy costs blank.
Yeah. And I know we talked about this feud before we even started this podcast, where we were talking about like how they need to set the feud up between these two teams.
Oh, there was the one where when the Acclaimed, I forget who they beat. I think my response to you guys was, "Oh my God, the Guns are going to be tag champions within a year."
It might, yeah.
I think so. It happened. Yes. It was like, oh, this Acclaimed push is real and they are going to go with this feud. Like, holy cow, that's what that means. Yeah. And here they are.
And it's exciting.
It's fun.
And you know how AEW is with their tag division? They give it a lot of respect. And they're not just going to have it be like a fluke.
Although, man, the trios, now that they actually have a roster, and it's not like the early days where it would be like maybe a singles match, 2 tag matches, and a trios match, and then like your women's match, and that was your card. There hasn't been any like shows with multiple tag matches. It's usually been like a trios and a tag or something else. So like the tag division maybe Rampage is filling that gap, but as a whole, especially with FTR gone,
I mean,
I
on
guess
Dark, gotta remember they do so many 4-minute matches on Dark and Elevation. So
that's true. Yeah.
I'd like Rampage to be 2 hours and live.
oh man, I don't think Rampage being that. If they were to film Rampage on a different day because it had a better TV time slot, then it should be 2 hours. But filming it after Dynamite, 2 hours is awful. You wouldn't want to do that.
Well, that's why I
He's
said
talking about
live.
live. Yeah.
But I
Like-
mean, when they film it live after Dynamite, it's still it's still technically live. To save money, they would do 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Rampage, and what I'm saying is that would make an awful show. You would need to do.
Oh, well, I'm thinking
Yeah,
they just go,
yeah.
but they just go somewhere else, do a 2 hour show with dark matches before.
Yeah, that would make it better.
Yeah, because then you can have more focus.
But I think
And-
they got to wait for TV money. They definitely don't have a new TV deal. Flexo sounds like a scared child when he brings up the TV deal. He's
Actually, when they're talking about it now, like they're in line to get a nice little. I think they're gonna get a nice.
I don't think
TV
Rampage
deal.
is going to get anything, bro. Rampage has the death.
Well,
time
not
slot,
Rampage, just AEW in general.
but Rampage is the only one that needs a better time slot.
Oh,
But that's you're looking at it the wrong way. That's called the death slot because if you have a scripted television show and they put it there, they don't plan on renewing you. They're just putting it there to run out your show. It's the death slot. They added this live or live-ish occasionally show to the death slot because they figure it can at least draw something. We don't expect anything. Yeah, it's not going to get the big money, but it's giving them something. Like it is a terrible slot, which is why the terrible ratings are apparently acceptable to Turner, Discovery,
because what
HBO,
else are they gonna put on?
ATT, Skibbity Boob. Yeah, it's just it. Yeah, it's some kind of sports related content.
Or are we gonna put on like another movie that we have on all the time?
Yeah,
And just here's this movie that we're gonna show 2 times tomorrow.
Transformers.
Again,
it's in the last little area of things that you can't just stream and you want to watch when it airs. So it's valuable in a way that other shit's just not.
I mean, because Rampage, I think they're gonna get a nice pay raise, or not Rampage, Dynamite.
Yeah, I don't know how the whole deal is. If it's just an all in, like I don't know if each show has its own deal, or if I don't know how that works. Like here's X money, fill these time. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. But they're in line for a huge media deal next year.
Is that what you're reading?
Huh?
Is that what you're reading?
That's what I heard from the people who read the stuff that I don't want to read.
Yeah, I mean I've read a bunch of stuff. I just never know how much any of those guys know what they're talking about.
I don't
Especially
either.
the wrestling guys when it comes down to media deals.
Yeah, because they don't like it. They don't follow it, and they'll tell you that before they start talking about it.
Yeah,
Like I don't really follow it. I don't really care much pay attention to it, so I don't know. But this is what I'm hearing.
and basically,
then again, was it last week? I was texting you guys when it came to the wrestling news. Like, oh, this was reported, like a 2 fucking sentence thing, and they have a whole 10-minute video on it.
yeah.
Like, oh god, you're just making this shit up. Oh,
That's what it's come. If I see like and I barely even see the What Culture or Cultaholic recommendations on my YouTube now. They don't even try because it'll be like AEW wrestler so and so in the news, and it's like, okay, I'm not clicking on your fucking video, but I will just like Google it, and it's like, okay, your website has the article, and okay, somebody said something on Twitter, and it's stupid, or
And
like,
that's it.
oh,
Like,
okay,
that's
Vince
the
Russo
story.
said something stupid. Oh, okay. All right. Former WWE head writer. I should have just known it was Vince Russo. Okay. Thanks. Great. Like WWE legend. Oh, okay. Eric Bischoff said something stupid on his podcast.
No,
Okay.
WWE,
Great. Thank
WCW
you.
legend be like, Conan.
Or Disco Inferno.
Oh yeah,
All
he
right.
gets a lot of.
He's an idiot.
Like, oh, what's Virgil saying today? All right.
Hey, watch it. We don't talk shit about Virgil.
I mean, he's a lunatic. We love him. We love all those guys. They just have their hot takes and whatever.
Conan hot takes get pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well,
The way he tries to
Conan's
insert himself into everything.
What's up?
Doesn't he do the podcast with Disco?
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
podcast with Disco.
Yeah. I've never really listened to it, but
I've listened to some clips. I mean, they're like anybody else. Disco's got some pretty bad takes, man. I don't know.
he's no wunderkind.
No, man, he's no wunderkind. He cannot take the sausage.
No, he's no wunderkind.
Der bratwurst is too much for him.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes of Reliving the War today to catch up.
Oh, jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah. Huh?
That's a lot.
Hey, I was grinding levels in Final Fantasy 12.
You say, what else are you gonna do at work?
I didn't work today.
Even better.
I took a 2-day break from work because, sometimes you need to
Hey, do you?
refresh the brain.
I know. I just took a 2-day one myself.
Nice.
For the Royal Rumble.
So you've then over the last couple months with that show gotten to see like my favorite Jericho run, just like his last 6 months.
I want to watch that episode where he went to Capitol or when he went to Washington.
Yeah. God, that was so classic.
I gotta pull that up and watch that at some point because that looked hilarious.
I distinctly remember, I think that was the episode that turned Mark and Q, our buddy, over to Jericho finally, because I was the Jericho evangelist and like finally like that stuff. That was so funny.
That was the Sting going to the Wolfpack, I think, too.
Yes. Well, yeah. At the end of that episode, it was right around there. Yeah.
Look at the red face Sting.
Yeah, that's Halloween of '98. The last time I dressed up for Halloween and went trick-or-treating, I was Wolfpack Sting.
Nice.
Yep. Damn right.
Nice.
Only 3 years ago.
What?
3 years ago.
I said, and it feels like only 3 years ago.
Oh, it feels longer ago than 3, but I get your drift. Doesn't feel
Like,
feel 25 years ago.
Jeez.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But that was a fun time in wrestling, both CW and WW. WWF was already good and kind of getting better, and WCW was still really good, but good.
It was on the decline at that point.
Yeah. 98, it pretty much made it to the end of 98, and then I think 98 ends with the Starrcade that Goldberg loses, and then 99 starts with the finger poke of doom, and it was just fell off the cliff. Just forget about it.
I didn't watch any WCW. I didn't have cable, and we didn't really have the internet back then. I mean, I did, but
we do remember pre-internet. We are old.
Well, we had AOL, and I'd get yelled at all the time because I'd be playing Diablo 2 on the computer.
And then they created Google.
Get off the internet. Because you have to use the landline.
Did you have it where if the phone rang, it would boot you automatically?
No.
That's good.
No, I had it set up to where no calls could go through in or out if I was online.
Yeah.
They just get the busy signal. And then then I remember getting the second phone line.
Well, we got the every time you pick it up.
Yeah.
Jesse, get off the computer. What? No. Who do you have to call?
And now we carry computers in our pockets. We stare at one all day. We say it's great. I love it.
Yeah, stare at them all day, all night.
Who do you have to call? Oh, somebody one town over? Okay, that'll be long distance. Make sure you keep it short.
Oh, yeah. That was dumb.
Because it went by like area codes, and when you like the region, like great, there are literally a gajillion area codes. Fantastic. I could call somebody 2 blocks down and I'm in a different area code. That's technically long distance.
Yeah, when we first started hanging out, I think it was long distance to have to call you guys.
Yeah, you were.
And it was a quick like, hey, you going here? Yeah, okay, see you then. Like,
it's ridiculous.
That was it.
Just ridiculous.
Had to keep phone calls to a minimum of a minute.
They were robbing people for just so long for no reason. Just pure robbery. Just because they
For
could.
schmeckles
Because
and
they
money.
could.
Just because they could. People will mercifully never have to know what 1-800-collect was and why it was actually a beneficial.
1-800-call ATT.
Just insane.
Yeah.
Just insane.
I mean, having a beeper.
I
Your
never
pager?
had one. Yeah, I never
I
had
did
one.
for work, in air quotes.
I had one for a minute, and I remember having it, and I got paged like twice, and I'm like, this is dumb. I have to find a phone to call someone. Like, I'm not gonna make this effort, and I just like got rid of it. I'm like, I don't want this.
And now we look at our
Oh.
phones and they're ringing and we say, that's dumb. I don't want to talk to humans.
Yeah,
Text
but
me.
think about that. The pager, it has like the only drawback of having a phone with none of the benefits.
Yeah, it's like getting annoyed by people trying to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
Like you can't even talk back to them. You have to find a phone.
You find ways to communicate through the page. Different numbers meant different things.
Well, yeah.
Just like that's so
I'm
stupid.
reminiscing now.
That makes me feel old. I'm old enough to remember where the stupid ass garage door looking motherfucker with a little screen that showed an alarm clock style phone number on it seemed advanced.
I remember when
that's stupid.
When I got my first cell phone, I was like, I fucking hate this thing. I hated it.
But then you played Snake and you fell in love.
I played Snake before I had a cell phone.
Thank God for touchscreen phones.
Well, my first phone wasn't a touch screen.
No, I know that. I'm saying thank God.
Oh.
Once we hit that, it's been a little bit better.
The Nokia. I had a Nokia.
I had a Razor.
My Nokia would kill people. I'm pretty sure it's probably still intact somewhere.
It's probably still charged.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a Nintendo DS. It always carries a charge.
Like when I switched over to my first like smartphone, I'm like, oh gosh, I have to charge this every day now. I used like every
That's
day.
true. Yeah, you didn't really have to charge those old shitty phones all that much, did you?
No, once every like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a computer.
No.
Like,
I mean, it had higher specs than the computer you would have had back then. Considerably. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't get my first cell phone until 2003. You compare my cell phone now to the computer that I had in 2002, brand new, which was a pretty good computer, and
your cell phone's just like so much better.
Yeah, like laughably. Just laughably. In every regard. And in 2002, I got a pretty sweet flat screen monitor. And the screen on my phone is just like not just better than that, but way better than the $20,000 plasma TVs you could have bought back then. Way better. It's resolutions that didn't exist. Cinema screens didn't display in the well, I mean, they did technically because of the size of the projection, but resolution wise, no.
I was talking about that I think yesterday with Brett about how like back in the day how TVs now are just like cheap.
Insane. Oh, insane.
Like you can get a nice TV.
A 60 inch is $400, give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4K. Yeah.
Yeah. You want a good brand, it's 600. You want a Hawaii Chinese brand, it's 350.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. Works. Yeah. It's like, awesome.
It's insane.
And then you look back at the like you were saying, plasma TVs, $20,000 for this fucking state of the art.
I mean, and for shit that got hit 720p, but it was doing it in the late 90s. So you paid the price of a car for it. Just insane. And computers, just computers in general, all of that. Compared to what a big giant hunk of junk that didn't do anything would have cost you in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, expensive computers are on their way back up now, though. You could do a lot.
Oh, I mean, you could do a lot, but I think in 1995, when we got our first like real ass family
Packer Bell.
computer, it was Gateway. They were the
Yeah,
big
I remember our first gateway.
yeah, I think it was like $2,200, and this was just like the basic, like, hey bud, you can do most things. Now don't try to play any games on this because it's not one of those computers.
Doesn't come with a CD drive.
Yeah, it's got
Hey.
8 gigs of storage space in it, so you could store whatever you want in
No,
here.
8 gigs. There's no way that it would have been 8 megabytes.
No, not 95.
8 gigs? No, there's no way in 95 they had 8 gigs on stuff.
Oh,
You were still at like hundreds of megabytes.
yeah, you're probably right.
I remember having to fucking use.
Maybe that was the one we got in 98. Because the one I got in 2002, it was an 80 gig hard drive. And that was pretty big.
I think I got a 64 around then. Maybe. With like two megs of RAM. Like,
Just
whew.
something so stupid.
Oh man. Let me play that World of Warcraft.
But yes, $2,500 in 1995 money too. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking over $5,000 now.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And what if $5,000 now will get you basically any you could get top of the end top that exists for a computer.
That's a good graphics card, a good motherboard, and
That's
you're good
two.
to go.
That's two good graphic. That's two of the.
It depends on the graphics card. Some graphics
It's
cards
like
are
$2
about $4,000.
terabytes of a solid state drive.
There's a $4,000 graphics card out there.
Some of them are very expensive. You got to remember, a lot of these cards can be used for other things besides video gaming,
Well,
graphic processing and stuff. So people get duals and their systems cost $9,000 because both cards are 35.
I get it. I'm talking retail. I'm not talking secondary market during the chip shortage a couple of years ago. Like which?
No, I mean, go look up the top, top graphics card, and it's a couple $1,000s.
Oh man, yeah, I'm intrigued. That's what I'm asking. All right, I gotta look it up though. You tell me you can't answer me. I'll look it up. I believe you. Top graphics.
I mean, we only have computers.
The
in our
PNY
pockets.
GeForce RTX 4090 is $1,679.
Damn, that's a lot.
yeah.
But still, two of those, you'd have enough money left over to get a top end PC with two of them.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's crazy though. Like a brand new, like super rig gaming computer, like you're spending $5,000. You spend less than that, you might as well not get one because you should just spend $1,000 and get like older parts.
You don't need. I don't know what game would require $5,000 to play.
And I mean, you got to be doing some crazy mods or pushing it.
Remember, gaming nowadays isn't how we are used to gaming relaxed on consoles. People that game on PCs, they need 3,000 FPS and like best max settings. So it's crazy.
For what though?
That's what crazy people need to enjoy the game. It's like if these new gamers that are coming up don't have the best equipment and the best FPS because they were taught that FPS needs to be high, and if you have low, you're going to get made fun of. Like all the people buying new stuff now are people that want to like stream games and play the games everybody's streaming.
Just play on a console.
Consoles are still king for me and you and Matt, but a lot of people it's PC.
I enjoy them all. I enjoy all the gaming. Doesn't matter what device it's on. Well, like you guys were saying the other day, Hogwarts Legacy, shit on a computer, but it works perfectly on consoles.
That's just how it's always been with the PCs in my experience. Like, hey, when they work great, but I run into hiccups and bullshit on a regular basis that you never run into in consoles. And if it means I don't get a top of the line thing, it doesn't matter because I'm not wealthy to the point where I could keep my computer upgraded every year. It would be top of the line when I bought it, and then I'd get to slowly watch it getting shittier and shittier, right? Like,
oh yeah, you only need a new PC like every 5 years.
And every big release is
10 years
optimized
old.
for consoles. Like every new release is optimized for consoles. So the best you're getting for your super huge investment is something that looks a little bit better than the console version.
So you're getting me
more frames,
something a little bit better. Oh.
So you're getting what?
No, nothing.
You're getting something.
I made a bad joke, Matt. I'm sorry.
No, I don't get it. I didn't get the joke. That's all.
That's why it was bad.
Well, I hope you guys out there enjoyed this podcast, and I hope it was a little bit better. Like and subscribe. We're going home, right, guys?
Oh, we're going home.
Like and subscribe. This is a low-key, quick little episode.
It was a good one, though.
Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah,
We had half a good Dynamite.
always.
Half
And
a
the
good
Acclaim
Dynamite.
lost.
And half a podcast, and yeah, the Acclaim lost. Sad days. They'll be back.
They'll be back stronger than ever. Scissoring harder than ever.
Scissor me, YSATS.
Oh.